Hey heroes, Jonathan here at Night Knowledge. I've played a crazy amount of Age of Wonders 4 since launch, but a good half of the time has been spent theory crafting strong custom factions. In today's video, I'm going to show you a feature that'll help you do this, and we'll be analyzing the different unit composition of each culture. So simply click on the I button in the top right of the screen. You can do this at any point outside of the match or within. From here, some important buttons are the different tomes, which includes the starting tomes based on your culture. Don't forget to click on the tier button at the top, which will filter it. This is the culture unit button. Simply click on the drop-down box to see all the units available for a specific culture. To save you time, I've analyzed the focus of each culture. We'll start with the Industrious culture. They have a focus on shield units, having two, one at tier 1 and another at tier 3. Their physical ranged unit is a crossbowman or an arbalist, which has the same range as bows, but does nearly twice as much damage for only one action point. The drawback is that unlike the bow, the crossbow cannot volley or shoot multiple times if you have extra action points. The advantage is being able to be more mobile instead. The Industrious culture has no shock units and no magic DPS units. Their support unit has a unique culture-based single target heal that removes bolstering gained from taking damage. It can result in either doing the least healing of all cultures to possibly the most. Knowing all this, and without factoring in units gained from tome research, I'd recommend a shock or magic damage hero to balance your army. Next, onto the High culture. Like the Industrious culture, it has no cavalry or shock units. It has two units that will instead awaken your other units, which in this culture makes them do additional spirit damage and gives them special abilities. There is a shield, spear, and bow archer unit. One caster can cast a targeted AoE damage debuff spell, while the healer has a powerful single target heal spell. Similar to the Industrious culture, I'd recommend a shock hero weapon. The Dark culture's focus is shock units, having two of them, one at tier 1 and the other at tier 3. If you're not aware, you unlock tier 2 and 3 units by making Town Hall upgrades. The Dark culture has no shield units. They have bow archers and their caster can debuff enemies, making them take 20% additional damage from Dark culture units, but has the drawback of no direct healing spell. It kind of reminds me of the type of healing of the Disciples of Cain from the Warhammer Age of Reckoning MMORPG, which heals through damaging enemies. I'd recommend, for the sole purpose of having a balanced initial army, to make a shield-based hero. The Feudal culture is the only other culture that has cavalry units, although at tier 3. They have no unmounted shock units or damaged casters, and instead have one of each type of unit, so shield, polearm, archer, and support. The support unit works well with the Feudal's passive that encourages group formations by healing themselves and all adjacent allies for a small amount. There are many good options for a Feudal hero, although with the lack of damaged caster, a wizard hero might be a good idea. Onto the Barbarian culture. Their focus is ranged combat, having bow archers, and is the only culture with a skirmisher, which does more single action damage than the bow, but less than the crossbow, but will also debuff their target's defense. They also do above average melee damage too, and what balances this unit is that they have no armor or resistances at all. This culture has a tier 3 unmounted shock unit, no polearm unit, and the caster can either deal damage or cast a targeted AoE heal. For the Barbarian culture in general, I recommend a shield hero if you want to be tanky, or a shock hero if you want to focus on dealing more damage. We'll end the video with the Mystic cultures, whose focus is magic caster DPS. They have no shock, cavalry units, or even archers. They instead have 2 DPS casters and a support caster. The support caster can remove enemy buffs and deal double damage to magic origin creatures, while the healer has a middle of the pack ranged single target heal that'll also heal one nearby unit. Due to the Mystic culture's design, a magic hero will be a good choice. So that is how you can more easily analyze and design a custom faction to your choosing, along with a unit analysis based on culture for Age of Wonder 4. I hope you enjoyed this. Check out the rest of my channel for other Age of Wonders 4 videos, video games, board games, and other fun things. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
And powerful arcane knowledge unlocked as gods and mortals clash, the forces unleashed.